See, I'm gonna be honest. I really don't want to mess with the Ice Lady. Like, I look at the stats on it, and it's just. We lost waifu? No, they got busy. He got her cold powers. Gosh. Speak with Vivian. All right. This is the conversation we were in when the game crashed.
Ah, Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
Then tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
All right, if it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood?
I mean, I guess someone interrupted her because the game crashed earlier. And then it was over.
Barnabas Tham. The one they call the last king. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea. Tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canvas streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped. And Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore.
Oh, that's where we landed after the booty call.
You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I?
That's so stupid, honestly. They just had like a 15-minute conversation of like, how do we land on this island? And she's like, go back to where you were like before the loading screen. That's it? That's the answer?
Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Okay. Is there a quick save in this game? Oh, man, I'm just like paranoid now. Side quest, what's this?
Your Grace.
Oh, it's
Lord
her.
Marquis.
Phoenix, heal thyself.
Yote, is anything the matter?
That's the first time
Seem
I ever
troubled.
talked to someone about a quest and didn't immediately
I might be
launch
able
into
to
the
help.
quest, and I had to click a
My
button.
lord. Yes. Perhaps you might. It's your brother. His condition continues to worsen, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with each passing day.
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those afflicted by the curse, but his Grace's case is severe. The drafts I have been able to prepare for him thus far have ceased to have any real effect. So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades among the Undying about the possibility of finding something stronger. And thankfully, a recipe was found. The only problem being that the critical ingredient is exceptionally hard to come by, and our supplies are almost exhausted. Unless we can secure more soon, your brother's anguish will likely become unbearable. My lord, I know that I have no right to make demands of you. But would you help? For Joshua's sake.
No, I'm just kidding.
For Joshua, anything.
Thank you, my lord.
So, what is this critical ingredient?
Go fight a
rare
dragon.
herb by the name of stonerwort. It grows only where the ether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps to counteract the curse. We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more ether has erupted from the earth there recently, leaving the whole area flooded. The search continues for a new source. One that we might reach without being turned.
But I
So
can
it's
walk
only
into
that you
ether.
can't reach it. The stone and water itself is unharmed by the flood.
Well, yes, but...
Then I shall go in your stead.
But, my lord...
You've yet to find another source, correct? So for now, the aqueduct is our best hope. Besides, I'm a dominant. The ether can't hurt me.
Well, if you're sure, my lord. Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. Search around the aqueduct, and you're sure to find some soon enough. I shall remain here and prepare the other ingredients.
Okay. It's the least he could do for his terrible shielding. Dude, it was kind of funny when he jumped over to the other boat and immediately his boat came under attack. And he's like, oh no, Joshua, I'm on my way. It's like, dude, you just left.
How was she? The Enterprise, I mean.
Ah, Sid.
Oh.
Just the man I was hoping to see. Did you have a mo?
A mo.
Don't tell me. You need more bomb ash.
Oh no, we still got plenty of that left. I'm working on bringing another one of the Chief's designs to life. This time, it's a new smelter. It's got a reverberatory hood over the top, for additional thermo amplification and a system of reciprocal recirculatory regenerators that let's just say it gets very blimmin' hot. A heck of a lot hotter.
He's
than
like, oh, I
anything
see your eyes
platform's got
dilating.
this forge, that's for certain. Only mithril engines get hotter, and you can't chuck ore in one of them and get metal out the other end. Trouble is, we won't be able to make out of any old rubbish neither. We need the good stuff.
The good
And
stuff.
I hear you once helped Helena get her hands on exactly that. Any chance you could help me too?
What do you need to go
If
over?
it's for the good of the hideaway, I'd be happy to.
Oh, it is. I promise you.
So, what exactly is this good stuff you need me to find?
We've got a couple of examples here. Spherical echoes, we call them.
More fallen materials. So this smelter is similar to the mithril engine in more ways than one.
That's right. They're a bit like the thermal helms. Fallen ceramics deal with heat like nothing else, see? And what's more, they're directional, transferring heat from the inside to the outside. But these things, they're all outside. If we line the hood with them, they'll reflect the heat right back into the furnace. We've collected as many as we can, and I know where we can get the rest. Trouble is, they're all watched over by their bigger, uglier cousins.
So you want me to visit some ruins, destroy some echoes, and bring back the spheres they're
I'm
guarding?
just gonna steal their balls.
That's it in a nutshell, yeah. We're only 3 short, mind, and we know exactly where they are. There's one up Amber Way, in that ruin that they call Lost Plume, and another in the Silent South, over in Dalmekia. Last one is in the ruins of Advent, which is in the Empire.
All right then.
3 little balls
Wish
in
me
3
luck.
different countries.
Will do.
I'm
be
sure
keeping
they'll
my
be
fingers
exactly
and
where we
toes
hope they
crossed.
are. Brother, I'll protect you from fighting from the other side of the castle. Am I splitting up in Canver? Am I leaving you on the ship? Get down there. I think that's at like the vegetable garden.
Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story?
Canva's lost.
It can't be true.
So it's like we need to save the world. But first, here's a quest to get some apples and another to build a toilet, and that lady's cat stuck in a tree.
Lady Karen's
I do wish you could sprint in town. That would be nice.
Sid, do you recall the flowers I had you bring back to the yard?
Vaguely. Is something wrong?
I'm afraid so. I was able to get most of the Morganbeards to take root, but they rarely flower. I fear the soil here does not agree with them. However, I believe I have a solution.
I can't wait to hear it.
I'm going to marry the Morganbeards with Morbles. I know, but hear me out.
Wait, Morbles, the big
Morbles
monster?
are possessed of a highly choleric temperament. The fire which drives them appears to be maintained by an abundance of nutrient-rich ether drawn from their environs. I believe that by grafting a Morble vine to a Morganbeard, the appendage's wealth of vigor-inducing nutrients might well stimulate the flower to bloom. The endeavor, I assure you, is scientifically sound. I simply need a vine to prove the theory.
Please, sir, can I have some Morble?
And all you need is a single vine from an ordinary Morble.
That is correct. A single vine. As for the Morble, I fear ordinary may not suffice. But, as luck would have it, a most extraordinary specimen is rumored to haunt the swamps of Rosaria. Why, a notice concerning this very creature was only recently posted on the hunt board.
How timely.
I shan't keep you any longer. I know you have much to do, as do I. Now, where did I put my watering can?
Alright, so do I need to go to the hunt board? Use the hunt board to locate an extraordinary marble. Alright. Can you teleport on the local map or something? To my knowledge, there's just a fast travel to come to this map. That's it. I don't think you can, like, I don't think, like, this town has multiple waypoints. It's optional if you know where it is.
Covered in nicks
But I
and
don't.
lumps,
I don't know where it
all
is.
of them. It's a wonder they can still walk.
You know what? Hold on. I'm getting I'm getting paranoid again. I wish you could just interact with the board and not have to talk to this thing. Is that a marble? Oh, there's a few new ones on here. Carrot. If you should come across a red carrot protruding from the marshes of 3 reeds, do not attempt to pull it from the swampy soil. It is, in truth, another root vegetable entirely, an exotic species of marble that used a modified carrot-like vine as a lure to draw its prey close before emerging from the earth and swallowing them whole. A cruel way for nature to turn these times of privation to her advantage. Whispering Waters, Rosaria. Okay. This area is Rosaria. Let's go there and then look at the map and look for Whispering Waters. Go for the Chocobo too. I've been doing all the hunts. I just doing them one at a time. Whispering Waters. Right there. Take the next right-hand turn. This should be it.
Straight home now.
Hello, Carrot. Oh, wow. That didn't work. Sometimes I wonder if pulling them down like that is even worth it. Because it seems like they, get over it real fast. potion. Oh, we got it? I thought he still had a bit of health left. Alright. Took care of Carrot.
That was definitely anything but ordinary. Now, let's get this vine back to the yard.
Okay. Let's go back to the guy. Here's your ordinary vine.
Sid, I can't help but notice that your satchel is twitching in a most violent manner.
Oh, I'm just happy to see you.
Yeah. It's your problem now.
What an amazing specimen. The flesh positively throbs with vitality.
That's what she said.
If I can successfully graft this to the Morganbeards... when I successfully graft this to the Morganbeards, I suspect the results will be immediate. I shall begin at once.
So if we leave those for long enough, are we going to grow more marbles?
Witness how the Morganbeards have taken to the blighted soil. How they bloom with heretofore unseen vigor. Why, I dare say such a vine graft would yield similar results when applied to other specimens as well.
I'm glad I could be of assistance.
You've not only helped us, Sid, you've saved us. Do you recall the extract with which I provided you before? I took a moment to distill some more, but this time with the petals from the invigorated Morganbeards. And would you believe? Its potency has nearly doubled.
Oh, he's going to buff all our
You must
potions
accept
again.
this file as thanks for your assistance. The rest, I shall give to Taya.
The plants grow up and just walk off. Yeah, they're just going to go grow a bunch of monsters in town. Consumable potency maximized. Maximize. So there's only 2 times in the game that you can upgrade that. You've obtained a vial of invigorated Morganbeard extract, further increasing the potency of most consumables. Both potions and high potions now restore even more hit points, while Stringstone, Skin Line, Heart Tonics last you longer. I forgot that the tonics existed. Okay. Let's knock out another one of these. We've domesticated the Morble. He's a good boy. What's Martha need? Martha! What's going on?
Ah, Clive. I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool.
Why me?
Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they start...
No!
But if Eastpool's
Oh, thank
going
God.
to survive, it's got to be able to fend for itself.
Don't
As
mess
of
with me
those
like
cruel
that.
bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own masters. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So it's up to us to teach them. And if you're wondering why you, well...
I did ask that.
The wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village of late. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone, it's you.
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep him in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Gizal Greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, I mean all of us. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right, and they're just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
Trying to recall if I have a fast travel to Eastpool. Yes, I do.
I heard the Guardians saying we're supposed to grow our own food.
Martha sends us are more than enough for me.
Ah, Lord Rossfield. What brings you to Eastpool?
A delivery from Martha.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings, then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd long since gone to seed, only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping you might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in.
Of that.
They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Time it all. I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die, fighting for their lives.
So wait. You said you lacked men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool saved? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians. What help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between victory and defeat.
You're right, my lord. I will appeal to them.